From the lush forests of the Amazon to the arid plains of the Serengeti, our planet bears witness to countless stories of survival, adaptation, and change over time. But few events in human history have reshaped the global landscape as profoundly as the First World War. What began as a localized conflict soon engulfed the entire world, leaving an indelible mark on the 20th century and beyond, forever changing history. The First World War was not merely a conflict between armies. It was a seismic event that shook the very foundations of the world. It was a clash of ideologies, a struggle for power that would redraw the map of Europe and beyond. The war's end saw the collapse of empires and the birth of new nations. Borders were redrawn, and the political landscape was forever altered. The political order was reshaped, leading to a new era of international relations. The once mighty Ottoman Empire crumbled under the weight of war, its vast territories divided amongst the victors. The Austro-Hungarian Empire disintegrated, giving rise to new nation-states in Central and Eastern Europe. Germany, defeated and humiliated, saw its Kaiser Wilhelm II forced into exile, paving the way for the rise of the Weimar Republic. The Treaty of Versailles, intended to bring a lasting peace, instead sowed the seeds of future conflict. The harsh terms imposed on Germany created a sense of injustice and resentment, which would later be exploited by extremist movements. The League of Nations emerged as a testament to the desire for a more peaceful world order, a precursor to the United Nations. However, the League struggled to maintain peace and prevent future conflicts, highlighting the complexities of international diplomacy. The aftermath of World War I set the stage for the tumultuous events of the 20th century, shaping the world we live in today. The lessons learned from this period continue to influence global politics and the quest for a more stable and peaceful world order. The First World War was a war of attrition, a grinding conflict that devoured resources on an unprecedented scale. Germany, saddled with crippling reparations payments, faced hyperinflation and economic collapse. Britain, once the world's financial center, emerged from the war weakened and in debt to the United States. France, its industrial heartland devastated by years of fighting, struggled to rebuild. The United States, relatively unscathed by the war's physical destruction, emerged as a global economic powerhouse. The Roaring Twenties masked underlying weaknesses that would eventually contribute to the Great Depression. The First World War touched the lives of every citizen, leaving an enduring legacy on societies and cultures around the world. The war was not just a series of battles, it was a seismic event that reshaped the very fabric of daily life. From the bustling cities to the quiet countryside, no corner of the world was left untouched by its far-reaching consequences. Women stepped into factories and fields, taking on roles vacated by men fighting at the front. This shift was not merely temporary, it marked the beginning of a significant transformation in the workforce. Women proved their capability and resilience, forever altering perceptions of gender roles and capabilities. The war effort shattered traditional gender roles, accelerating the women's suffrage movement. The bravery and determination of women during this period laid the groundwork for future generations, leading to monumental changes in women's rights and societal roles. The horrors of trench warfare left an entire generation scarred, both physically and psychologically. The brutal conditions and relentless combat created a new kind of soldier, one who bore the invisible wounds of war long after the fighting had ceased. The psychological toll of war gained recognition as a serious medical condition, paving the way for greater understanding and treatment of mental health issues. This newfound awareness led to advancements in medical practices and a more compassionate approach to treating those affected by the ravages of war. The war's impact resonated in the arts, literature, and film, reflecting a new, unsettling reality. Artists and writers sought to capture the profound sense of disillusionment and trauma, creating works that continue to resonate with audiences today, reminding us of the enduring legacy of conflict. The First World War was a horrifying spectacle of technological innovation, a conflict where scientific advancements were turned towards instruments of death and destruction. The war saw the introduction of new weapons and tactics that changed the face of combat forever. Tanks rumbled across no man's land, their armored hulls impervious to most small arms fire, and airplanes transformed warfare with their ability to rain death from above. These flying machines were used for reconnaissance, dogfights, and strategic bombing, altering the dynamics of the battlefield. Submarines preyed on merchant ships, disrupting supply lines and bringing the war to the high seas. These underwater vessels could strike unseen, creating a new kind of naval warfare that threatened even the most secure of supply routes. Chemical weapons choked and blinded soldiers, leaving behind a legacy of suffering and environmental devastation. Poison gases like chlorine and mustard gas caused horrific injuries and deaths, leading to the development of gas masks and protective gear. Medical advancements led to breakthroughs in blood transfusions, plastic surgery, and antiseptics. These innovations saved countless lives and laid the groundwork for modern medical practices, transforming the way injuries and infections were treated on and off the battlefield. Communication technologies like radio and telephone, initially developed for military purposes, would eventually transform civilian life. These innovations allowed for real-time communication over long distances, revolutionizing both military strategy and everyday interactions. The First World War was a global earthquake that reshaped the geopolitical landscape, toppling empires and redrawing borders. The Ottoman Empire was dismantled, its territories carved up by the victors. New nations like Czechoslovakia and Yugoslavia emerged, each grappling with its own internal divisions. The Sykes-Picot Agreement divided the Ottoman territories of the Middle East, sowing the seeds of future conflict. The arbitrary borders drawn by European powers created tensions that continue to reverberate to this day. Though the guns fell silent a century ago, the echoes of the First World War continue to reverberate in the 21st century. The strategies and tactics developed during the war continue to influence military thinking today. The development of new technologies revolutionized warfare, shaping the course of conflicts for generations to come. Remembrance Day ceremonies serve as a solemn reminder of the war's human cost, honoring the millions who sacrificed their lives. The poppy, a symbol of remembrance, serves as a poignant reminder of the bloodshed on Flanders fields. The First World War stands as a stark reminder of the human cost of conflict, a cautionary tale about the dangers of nationalism, imperialism, and the failure of diplomacy. The interconnectedness of nations highlights the importance of international cooperation and diplomacy in navigating a complex and ever-changing world. The war's legacy is a reminder of the fragility of peace and the devastating consequences of unchecked aggression. As we face new challenges in the 21st century, the lessons of the First World War serve as a stark reminder of the importance of dialogue and understanding. The First World War was a global tragedy, a conflict that claimed the lives of millions, toppled empires, and redrew the map of the world. Yet, from the ashes of destruction, a new world emerged, forever shaped by the sacrifices and lessons learned. The stories of the men and women who lived through this tumultuous period serve as a reminder of the resilience of the human spirit. As we look back on the centenary of this pivotal event, it is essential to remember the lessons learned and strive for a future where the mistakes of the past are never repeated. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of World War I, a conflict that forever changed the course of human events. Its legacy continues to shape our world today, reminding us of the importance of peace, understanding, and cooperation. If you found this exploration of the Great War insightful, please consider liking this video and subscribing to Mr. Discovery for more captivating journeys into the past.